What's up, guys? Jesse Burdick here for powerlifting.com. Doing some more morning after mobility for you. This is episode 29, so we're getting up there. This is another lower body mobility technique and about the oldest one in the book. This is just a basic, 3-position hamstring stretch. You're going to try and go for something that's just right underneath your hips, about a step wider, and then as far as you can go, okay? So on the first two, what we're really trying to actualize is keeping our toes nice and forward in a comfortable position here, okay? And all we really want to do is we're going to go ahead and kind of bend from the hip, make sure our hips are going backwards. I'm just going to go ahead and reach down to wherever we can. So, in my opinion, one of the most important things about stretching the hamstring is taking a look at what the back's doing. So if we turn here, pull up my pants. Biggest thing is we're going to go hips here. Back is going to stay flat-ish, right? We're going to get to a position, should feel in our hamstrings, and we're just going to kind of hold. Now, if there's any sort of rounding, it's coming from my upper back. My lats are letting go, but my hamstrings are here. Back is nice and flat, okay? You don't want to see this. This is doing nothing for my hamstrings, okay? So that's where I think a lot of people start to have some sort of a failure as far as just stretching, and why sometimes static stretching gets a bad rap, because doing this is doing nothing good at all. You're opening up your facet joints, and those don't need to be stretched. Those are supposed to be very tight to protect your spine. So when I correct this for a lot of people, their mobility goes from here, oh, I can touch my toes, to keep your back nice and flat, stick them back to here. Now that's fine, because your hamstrings are stretched to their fullest point here, and that's what we want. I don't care if your back is flexible or for whatever reason you can kind of round yourself out. That's not impressive. What we're trying to get after is the hamstring here. So back's nice and flat, and we're going to reach down. If this is where you stop, that's just where you stop. If you want to just kind of work your way down, you can kind of just dangle your arms down. That's going to put a little bit of pressure on the hamstrings. And you're just going to go ahead and kind of hang out in this position. You can go for as long as you want, really. I'd say about 30 seconds to a minute. And then once you're here, stand back up, take your steps out. Again, feet are going to be relatively straight. And from here, again, bending from our hip over, you're just going to kind of work your way down. And hopefully, since you're cutting down on your range of motion here by opening up your stance, you can maybe even get to the ground and go from there. So again, the side, we're about here. Hips are bent, reaching right about here. Get to the ground, can you kind of hang out there. Now we don't necessarily want to be here, way forward over if you can touch the ground. We want to make sure our hips are back. That's what's going to load everything up the way that we want them to. And just kind of lean and kind of hang out. Again, 30, 60, 90 seconds, whatever you need. Now, we're going to go from here, 2, and go 3, almost like a sumo deadlift stance. So what that means is we're going to also try and turn our toes out just a little bit. It's going to make it just a little bit more comfortable for us. Toes pointed straight really kind of jacks up your hips in a nice way. Open them up, you're going to be able to throw your hips back a lot more and really get into the super high hamstring, right into the meat, right into the belly here. Then again, all we're doing, bending at the waist, reaching over, and there you go. We kind of hang out there. Now this one is great because you can kind of move from side to side, spend about 20 seconds on each side and kind of go from there. Okay, so again, from the side, position 1, position 2, position 3, toes are out, back is straight, hips are back, reach into the side, just kind of hanging out here. You can also just go ahead and kind of dangle, kind of cross your arms, and let them kind of hang like so. It'll get your hammies really well. So it's something really easy, something that everyone has probably done before, but again, what we're really looking for is that back position. You'll be so surprised at what that will do for the stretch in your hamstrings, and also make you realize how actually unflexible your hamstrings are, because everything that everyone's ever been doing is making sure that they're looking like a lowercase c or a dog pooping in the park, which isn't what we're trying to do. We're trying to be athletes, and that's not a good position. So go ahead and take that. That's something that's, been shied away from. But I mean, even in just the short amount of time that I did that, I can really feel a lot of blood pumping from my heels all the way up to my ass. So it gets a lot of things moving if you do it right, if you take the time to do so. But it's all about getting in that right position. Make sure your posture is going to be there, so your performance will be there later. So go ahead, guys. You're looking for, that's a good 5 to 10 minute one, something that when rolling and any sort of other band work is just going to be so painful that you need something that's really passive and easy. This is one that you can kind of fall back on, or if you're just being lazy, you can fall back onto this one too. Good luck, guys.